Welcome back to Archer's Garage.
Not only moral
Here's another one of Uncle Archer's projects. Alright, this is a Toro rear-wheel drive, and so I took it apart just a little bit to get it pressure washed because it was pretty naggy. These wheels are pretty much locked up in both directions. This battery operated, you know, battery star has the key.
However,
it's kind of all here. It could come in a bag. So
they contribute
I guess
to the branding.
Let's find out. Obviously, this looks very clean because I got it clean, but you know the magneto is definitely very rusty. Don't know if the electric start works. It feels grindy and rusted in place. Let's take it apart. Okay, let's start looking at it and see what it's got going for it. Now, let's see. This Tecumseh carb. Look at the mu in there. Well, that's oil and water, which isn't too bad. Let me get this thing cleaned up. A little nasty.
What we have undergone.
I'm going to clean it up. Okay, let's work on the Toro transmission here, and this is the rear-wheel drive one. I took it apart. Be very careful when you take it apart. These gears come off, and there's a C-clip that, kind of like an E-clip that keeps them on, and there's some shims and what have you. And there's really only one way you can put this type of gear on, and it's, you see it's designed, this says left or L, and it's designed so that it goes against the little keyway. And the key, it's a clutch, essentially. But it's really a ratchet pull. Alright, so what I did was I just started off, it was jammed. I started off with a little lubricants and by moving it around, and just be very careful when you take it apart. Okay, so I can't turn this shaft right now, but this is the keyway here. Alright, and there's a spring in there. Make sure that that spring is free, it's well lubricated, oil, and a touch of grease. And you're going to put the key in. Now, hopefully I didn't lose the key because I get sidetracked so easily. Here's the key here. So this is the key. And it goes here. I'll try and get you guys to see it. It goes in this key slot. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate it and we're going to assemble it. Let me put the camera on the stand. Okay, I rinsed these out with WD because I don't want to be blowing with the air compressor. Because I don't want to accidentally shoot that spring out. So I'm going to put some grease into the spring area on the key, and we want to make sure that right, so there's only one way this goes on, and you'll see, because if you get it on wrong, it won't work. Alright? Okay, so that's the wrong way. Right? It should work. Hey, here, click. That's what you want. That's the ratchet and the pull, and because I'm turning it this way, this is backing up. This way, going forward, it locks because the gears, the drive system is going to engage this and drive the wheel forward. So let's put a little bit of lubricant. I can get all the rust off. I just rinsed it out with oil and WD. Now, there's no reason to get any crazy with it. Just put a little bit of grease on everything. You don't need a lot. And there is one way that it goes in, and you'll see that. If you can see it's keyed. Okay. Get my glasses on. Make sure it goes into its keyed spot. It'll want to go in there. And now that you've done that, okay, you won't need any more grease at the moment. Drew's a little oil in there as well. And put a little bit more on the adjuster. Okay, and then ratchet it. Because you don't want that grease to be too thick. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, now we can put the wheels back on. But before we do, I'm going to take them over to the parts washer. And I'm going to clean them off. And then this way we can grease the gear and the pinion. It just needs, these are stamped in. If you want, you can give them another hit. It's just stamped in. It's like a screw rivet. So I'm just going to give this a quick rinse in the washer, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, let's step back a little bit just to give you an overview. Alright, I just rinsed them out. Rinsed out the wheels a little bit. I'm going to take these washers and grease the bolt and grease the washers, this wear. Just make sure they're clean. If they're dirty, clean them off. This one's dirty. I'm going to wipe it off. You get the chunks out of there. Mostly, you know, things just get dirty and it causes wear. And if it doesn't wear immediately, then it will wear. In this case, it locked up, and that's another fate of things that get really dirty, is they tend to jam up. If dirty, the grease that, you know, kind of holds onto the dirt, but you need grease. Okay, so we got grease. Grease is the word. Okay, it goes on there fine. Alright, so now let's just wipe out the covers. I'm just going to wipe these out. One of our rags. They're a little dirty, so I'm going to go rinse these off. Okay, happier. Alright, pop the cover on. They only go one way. Just make sure you get them installed right, because they can get hung up. A little different than the Craftsman way. I'll show you what I mean. I kind of like the Toro setup. See, it's a little stuck. Here it goes. Gears on backwards. Let's find out. If I do, then I gotta take it off. I'll test it. If I have the gears on backwards, then I gotta move. Okay, what I didn't realize is that when you turn this gear against that gear, it actually goes in the other direction than what you think. So, let's see if we can move this out of the way a little bit. Pop this gear off real fast. Beautiful out now. It's getting warm out again. It's cold this morning. Alright, so let's just take that off. We'll take the gear, watching the hole, flip it. Okay, putting it back. If we got it right, we'll know. It's a little bit of a messy job, but not really bad. There we go. Now what? Now I got everything lubricated. Okay, lubricated the bolts. It's clean enough, right? I'm not trying to, I just want to get the debris out so that I can put an appropriate amount of grease on. Okay, it goes like that. You just kind of have to line up this piece here on the flat here. Give you a little wiggle room. The motor's just about ready. The carb's done, did the magneto, it checks out okay, cleaned it. Doesn't need much else. I haven't checked out on the gas motor yet, on the electric motor yet. So let's test. So it can back up, and yet it locks in this direction, but it can back up. And that one's even quieter than this side. This side here. You can hear a lot more of the pull. Probably a little bit more dirt hanging out there. And just make sure that your adjusters are working. I lubricated them. They seem to be working quite well. They should be a little stiff. Put a little bit more oil on now. Run them through. But I gotta go out and get another handle. Alright, so I'll be back. Okay, I got interrupted a lot by customers, but that's good. Alright, so just put some fuel in it, put it back together, clean the fuel tank out because there was water in it. So I didn't do really anything else. It rolls backwards, but it won't roll forward. And so we gotta be careful. So I'm gonna wheel it back a little bit more. So my guess is let's push this in a bunch of times. I see a little bit of leakage on the bowl. Yeah, and it should be tight. But we have a bowl leak. You can definitely see that. It's a bowl leak, so we gotta take the carb back off. Let's see what we got. We don't need Okay, so it doesn't want to roll forward. Alright, so there's something really poor for the transmission. It rolls backwards. She's a runner. We could do a little bit more work with it later, alright? Okay, I know it's getting late. So, I recabled. The only cable I couldn't get to was the one that is the last one that's giving me a problem. This is a different handle. That's what has the spring on it, and so we should be okay now. I got oil in it. I got another blade on it. I went through the problem with why it won't move forward has more to do with the return on the cable. This cable here, it's not going all the way through. So it jams up, and if you just push this in a little bit, you see it goes fine. So I'm not sure, I really would like to replace that cable. It's not that it's really jammed. I mean, it moves so easy. Okay, she runs well, but it's definitely not running the transmission, and I don't know why that is, and it's getting kind of late for that. So what I could do is stop, maybe clean up the body, and I don't know why the transmission's not doing that. That's ridiculous. Might want to stop, clean up the body, shoot the body with a little bit of paint, and then we'll go back at it tomorrow. Because this guy's coming in, and he's going to want a lawnmower with a bag, and I don't have one. So, that's a problem. I don't know why that would be. The pulleys are moving. Plus the transmission's bad. I have another transmission. It's a lot of work to fix that part. Motor runs great. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, a little bit more forward movement here. So, I'm sorry I didn't take you through it with the camera because it's getting late. I got a customer coming at 11 tomorrow, and I'm shot. But what I'm seeing is the poles were on wrong, and it's not the cable. Look how nice that does, and it should make that sound going backwards, and it rolls fine. And then I adjust it to take almost all the play out of the handle. All right, so let's get it started.
A lot of it's innate.
All right, and we'll test.
Okay, so to
it works really good. I want to go grab my tack and I just want to test it. So let me go do that. I know it's kind of dark. I bought this tack. I don't know if it works. It looks like it's always on, and there's no way to get inside. It's like potted. It's made to work as an hour meter as well. So let me back this up. Okay. Be careful with my feet. I don't want to get my foot chopped off. And I need to get my Velcro thing. Okay, so what they tell you to do is just come over and place it near the spark plug. So, watching my fingers and my feet, let's find out. Okay, so I've got between 48 and 5,000. I think that's a little high. So I'm going to look it up and see if I can find out. Yeah, I know I could hear the RPMs. They're a little too high. So what we're going to do, it's a Tecumseh, so there's a spring on the side. I can't show you right now because it's late and I'm in a rush, but this is like 5,000 RPMs, 4,800. That's too much. You want to take some of the spring tension off. So there's a little tab on the side of the carburetor, and there's a couple of shots of the carb. We want about 3,600 RPM. So let's see if that does it. All right, let's start it back up. Okay, that's perfect. Now it goes between maybe 34 and change, and it's a little bit about 37.50. 36 is fine. That was at $5,000. Yeah, you could burn the motor out. So just take some of the tension off on these Tecumsehs. Just bend that tab. Sorry I couldn't show you guys, but so anyway, it's getting late. Let me get it back up on the table one more time. See, it's running really good. Everything is working fine. I'm just going to clean the deck off real quick, clean the top off. We're going to put a little bit of clear coat on and a little bit of red paint. It's the red paint that takes a while to dry. Just going to put a little bit on it, and you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. All right, we'll be back. Okay, we got some clear. This is a very inexpensive way, and it's also good for the tags. And it's, you know, UV blocker. It just makes everything look good. It's like Armor All. It's great for the plastic. This one looks a lot better if the plastic was black. It had a black top, black bonnet. It'll all be dry. This stuff dries fast, especially if it's warm out. I always put a little bit on top. What we're going to do now is clean the paint nozzle out, and the luster will drop a little bit. That handle really needed a lot of it. A second coat will make it really shine, but we're not doing that. I don't do that. Very rarely. But this is a nice lawnmower. It's super clean. Everything is serviced. I figured out the pole situation, the poles in the back of the rear drive. And that's it. She's done. And if the guy wants, everything is here for the electric start. I don't generally do it because it's more of an expense. I took a quick look at it. It is all there. Doesn't start. I tried charging the battery. The battery kind of charges, but it's usually the starter motor goes bad. So you do the battery, the starter motor, and get a charger, and you got yourself electric start. I have a bag for it too. So we'll get all that together tomorrow. I think it's working great, guys, and this is a fun little thing. I'm going to put some tie wraps on that cord, and I'm done. Alright, so I'll show it to you guys the thing tomorrow in the sun with the bag on it. But I'll be back. Just going to give you the last shot in the sun. Quick walk around. And that's it. Alright. And here's the mess I gotta clean up. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And give me a hand building this channel. Remember, just put your hands on everything. You just don't know what's in these machines, and you gotta touch everything. So if it ain't fixed, it's probably broke. Well, watch out. See you guys again. Thanks for watching.